My goodness gracious. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Does she not look absolutely amazing? I was telling her downstairs, I literally almost wore a dress that looks exactly like that, with a fanny pack and everything. So we would have been twinning, and wouldn't that have been a special photo op? So welcome, my love.
Hi, hello again.
I want to say welcome back. So I don't know, was anybody here when DJ Laz and I interviewed Iggy a couple years ago? Oh, look, I love Jill. That's my boss. Yeah, you were definitely here. And this may be a little awkward when I say this to you, but I was absolutely blown away by you.
Oh, thank you.
As a person. And I don't know if you know what I'm talking about because you were here, but you're so witty and you're really impressive. And sometimes we don't get a chance to see that side of a lot of artists.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And she doesn't get our questions in advance. Like at some places you actually have to give them questions and they can kind of go over them and plan what they're going to say. We definitely don't do that here at the New Hits 97.3. No. We like to wing things. Yeah. And so we were definitely doing that. And you just were with it and you had something to say about everything we were talking about. So thank you for that, because it's actually the first thing that I say to people when I talk about you, because I do that sometimes.
Thanks. I always have too much to say, I think. That's my problem.
Never a problem. That is a good thing. And with that said, all of these fantastic people came to take a little listen to your new EP that just dropped, Survive the Summer. I let them know we did bring in the clean version.
Oh, okay.
So if you hear some different lyrics, you know what I mean?
I don't even know what that sounds like. But
Iggy and I are actually having a very interesting conversation up here. The first thing she said to me was, I didn't realize how many times I dropped the B word until I heard it without it. And, you know, it's funny because you're mentioning the fact that, like, can we just kind of go over some of these swear words? Yeah. You know, like once a year we should review. We should go back to the FCC and kind of be like, so can we go over this list because times are changing? And you mentioned that it's such a common word. And I bring this up because I feel like music has changed a lot. And especially with artists like yourself, kind of owning their femininity, but in a different way. It's not necessarily about, you know...
it's not about men.
No, but it's taking it, but it's
about
taking...
my vagina.
That is exactly... I was talking about it. So please, if you can elaborate...
It's not about you, it's about my vagina.
Elaborate on that a little bit, though, because for a while... femininity and being a feminist was about, you know, I have brains on top of my beauty. And I feel like it's not that we're saying we don't have brains, but now we're owning our bodies in a different way. And we're owning the words that people use to refer to women in a different way.
Yeah, I think it's important that we have more to offer, you know, brains and all of those things. But I think, like, in being too far down that lane and, like... stunting us from being able to explore our sexuality as women is not good either. Or saying that you can't be one or the other is not good either. So it's like, I still, I don't know, I struggle with it a little bit because I find like so many people still don't understand what I'm trying to do as a woman in 2018, especially with like little simple things like Instagram, like, well, you can't show your boobs, or you may as well do porn. And it's like, well, you know, just because I'm comfortable with my sexuality doesn't mean that I'm not smart. And just because I think like breasts are beautiful or a woman's body is beautiful doesn't mean that I want to have sex on camera with a man. Like, it's just way too many jumps down the line. And if you did, that's on you, girl. Do you. But, you know what I mean? I just don't see how one correlates with the other, and the fact that it does so much still in society, especially with men. And you'd be surprised how much it does. And women too, some, but mostly men. I'd know. I see it on my social media. It's like, I really think, you know, seeing those kinds of things just makes me feel like, okay, so I need to do this more, because we obviously don't have enough voices or enough of this going on for you to have, like, grasped the concept, a lot of people, of this. And it's not, I don't think it's like reflective of this generation. My generation and younger generations, we grew up with like Little Kim and Christina Aguilera and those, even Britney Spears, you know, like I'm a Slave for You, or those kinds of things. It's like we grew up with those artists, and I just think it's things have changed, you know? They should change. If we're going to influence in that way, then they should change. We should feel more liberated about the, women's ideas of how we sexually identify or what that means for us. Like, I'm just so sick of hearing, like, men say, like, well, men like to just go and have sex for the fun of sex, but women don't unless they really love you. And it's like,
Like, keep telling yourself that, boys.
Is that what happened? Because it's not how I remember it. But you know what I mean? It's just little things like that that seem so trivial, but really they add up to a bigger thing, which is like a way of thinking about women's sexuality and a woman's place, or what is a good woman or what is a bad woman. And like, I thought about that a lot when I was making this EP, actually, because I was in a relationship for years, and my ex, he never said to me, don't do this, or don't post that picture, or don't rap about this. But I think especially as a younger woman then than I am now, I thought I had a duty to not do those things in order to be, like, good.
To not reflect poorly
on him, or to be like a society's version of a good woman. I wanted to be that for him, and in doing that, it's like I lost my, like, juice of what made people really like me and what made me feel creative and happy and excited about things. And it's ironic because this person didn't even ever ask me to stop doing these things. I took it upon myself to stop because I thought I was doing the right thing. And then in kind of, I think, growing up a lot in the last few years, I realized, like, that is, like, it's completely fabricated, and good or bad, it doesn't really exist. Like, that's just having an understanding with somebody, and it can mean whatever. That whole, like, concept of a good woman is, like, completely trivial, and I reject it. Like, fuck this shit. I'm, like, just going to do whatever, and I don't care. I'm not going to think about what, if I say that, will that impact this? Or if I post a picture like that, is it going to make a guy think I'm not smart? Because it's not. The right people will understand. Who it's supposed to be for will understand it, and who it's not for won't. And that doesn't matter. It's irrelevant to you. But I think of, like, once I started doing it, it's really given me a lot of confidence, because at first I thought, oh no, what will people think of that? Like, will smart people think that I'm being really stupid? And I even had conversations with certain people, and I had said stuff myself, like, coming into this realization, said, like, you probably don't look at my Instagram. You probably think it's, like, really silly. And they'd be like, no, I don't think it is. Like, I think it's aesthetically great. It's like people that are smart, that understand it, that understand you, they're going to get it. And if they don't, they don't. And that's just it. But we have to have, like, those voices amongst women in, not just music, but in life for our generation, to reflect properly what we think. Because I think women my age and young women, we don't think that it's not reflective of us and the stuff we say to each other when we're just us girls. The way women talk when it's just us, I feel like, is the way that I talk on my EP.
Don't
it
play,
is.
ladies.
That's how we all talk privately, and then we talk a certain other way in front of, and it's like, this is bullshit. It's not how we talk to each other at all. Sometimes we can be worse than the guys in the stuff that we say. And it's like, why do we have to feel like we have to have this, like, masked, like, fake PC version of ourselves that makes us good for men? Like, it's bullshit. So when I made the EP, I was like, I'm just going to talk about my vagina on every song somehow, some way. Because, just fuck it.
It makes so much sense now. It really does. I'm glad that we're having this conversation, because I was listening and I was like, wow, she is talking about her vagina a lot.
A lot. Yeah, okay. I feel like I almost have to. Maybe more, sometimes more than I even need or want to. I just feel like, what if they didn't listen to the whole album? They only listened to one song. I mean,
and you didn't mention it, then the whole point would be lost.
Exactly.
I got you. What does the title mean, though? Tokyo Snow Trip. Are we okay? Wait, what? Huh? What is that face?
Oh, it's just a shady song.
It's a shady song. Ooh.
Yeah.
Who are we shading?
A girl.
Oh.
Yeah.
Really? See, I'm so bad. I listen to songs like in my own little Kimmy B world, and I take from it, which is what music really is about. It was.
I want to know what you thought it was about.
Well, I mean, I was listening. I think I was just caught up in the entire
trips to Japan.
Yeah. What is it really about? What are you shading? I mean, you don't have to say who, I guess.
No. It's like about a girl that I think is like, I'm like, bitch, you on drugs. You don't know what the fuck you're talking about. You crackhead. That's the song.
I love this song. This is like my new
Basically.
2018 theme song. Are you serious? I'm just going to roll the window down and play it for all the bad drivers. This is for you. Were you thinking about, I literally just heard, wait, is Jill in here still? I totally thought I just heard my boss's laugh. I was like, oh, she relates to that one, I'm sure.
Yeah.
So, I mean, were there multiple people that you were thinking about? I really do feel
just
like,
one.
honestly, this is a very specific song.
I just felt like someone had me fucked up. And I was like, you know what? You got me fucked up, you fucking cracky bitch. You don't know what you're talking about. About to tell you. So, yeah.
Iggy, not only were we going to be dressed alike, but I swear you are my spirit animal. I love this right now, for real. Unfortunately,
I'm going to write a funny song about it.
I get fired if I talk like this on the radio, unfortunately. So,
well,
I mean.
I'm here you can live through me.
Yes, thank you. That's exactly what I'm going to do. I'm just going to, like I said, play these songs for people.
Yeah.
And be like, vibes right now.
Somebody just said something, and I was like, girl, you're on drugs because what you're saying makes no sense. You're hypocritical, and the only thing that can explain this is that you must just be on drugs.
Did this happen on social media by any chance?
Kind of, but not. It was.
I feel like people come for you sometimes on social media.
It was just some random ass thing that I was like, drugs. 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 It's the only way it makes sense because.
Hashtag right there.
Yeah, it's like. This situation was like, if you're like, I don't like Iggy because she has blonde hair and she wears a green dress, and then next week I see you out with a girl with blonde hair and a green dress, and I'm like, drugs, because what you're saying you don't like, you're out liking that thing all the time. So
it's really just
drugs.
Me. It's not whatever it is that you're saying.
Drugs.
There
it's
you go.
Drugs.
Perfect.
It's drugs. I know that it is.
When next time my boss says something crazy to me, I'm just going to be like,
drugs. Sometimes I feel like we try to put logic. I know a lot of crazy people in life, and sometimes I feel like I'll try to explain the reason that they do things or say things with logic, and some people you just can't try to attach logic to certain people's actions. It's like drugs.
No, it makes complete and
just let it go.
Sense.
Drugs.
Let it go. Drugs.
And just. Let it go. Don't try to attach logic to an illogical reaction, So
You've grown monumentally in the
Thanks,
past few years. And I don't mean that in a negative way at all, but it's like you also seem very excited. This is like the first project. I know you've done things, but I feel like you are genuinely excited for this one. But you're also tweeting that you can't wait to work on your album. So you just gave us an EP 3 days ago, girl. Can we have a minute? Can we digest the drugs in the vagina talk for a second?
You can. And
She's like, I'm going to go get back in the studio.
Yeah.
I love it. So are we all ready? I mean, you have tracks. Do we know what we're working on?
I mean, I know who I want to work with on stuff. I've been talking to the guy that I did Cream with, Ronnie. He's from Miami, Ronnie J. Yeah. I've been talking to him. I've been talking to, Metro Boomin about doing stuff. We're going to work together on stuff. So, I don't know, it's definitely still going to be, hard and aggressive. Mm-hmm. I'm not having a soft album, but it will be more I feel like this EP is definitely one specific energy and kind of tempo. I will change things within the tempo, and I'll give more of a narrative, but we're not going to go from love to twerk. We're not having that much of a spectrum.
You want cohesion.
I still want cohesion, yeah. But there'll be more, I want more of a story within tempo and musical progression, things like that, more than I have in this EP because it was so short.
Yeah.
I feel like it would just be, it's almost thinking about music almost a linear thing. Yeah. It's when you have more space, there's more time for you
flow and
to...
bring it back.
Yeah, get back within your same thing. But when it's short and you're making changes, it's almost the crest of things is to, and it doesn't have it's hard to explain.
But it makes sense.
So it's not that I want to put an album out where I'm like talking about, you know, like my mama, my boo, my pussy, twerking, that one night out of the club. Like, I don't want to do that. I feel like I did more of that on my first album, and now that I've like, even though this is only my second like project with a label, I've had a lot of mixtapes before that, and I had a whole album leak, and I record like constantly. So I think of this more as like my sixth project, not really my second in my mind as an artist. And I feel like I've learned a lot from one to here where we are now, and I really care about cohesiveness more than I ever have. So I want cohesiveness, but when I get excited about something, I just have to keep like the energy going. I can't. So it just like really would pain me to just not be in the studio right now. Drives me crazy.
That's good news for us, right? We're excited. That means we're getting an album at some point in time. Yeah. With that being said, Dia, I know you're out here, and I know they have some great questions.
We do. We're gonna kick it off with Caroline.
Cool. Caroline.
Wow. Oh, okay. I don't hold it. Okay, hi. I'm Caroline. My question is, what has been the highlight, in your opinion, of your career?
The highlight of my career. I try not to like think about things like that, because you know what honestly really freaks me out is that I have already had my highlight, and because I'm only 28. So it's like nobody wants to think that the best thing you're going to no one wants to think you're on the decline of the mountain, especially with music. It's hard because it's such a roller coaster. So I hate to like almost think about I guess past achievements, because I don't like to think that I won't top them. But something I really enjoyed, random, maybe not a highlight, but something I really enjoyed that surprised me. I think it was Good Morning America. I performed like Fancy, and they did like this summer concert series in New York. And I was genuinely surprised that it was kind of like in the middle of everything really blowing up. And there were so many people that came to watch my performance, and it genuinely shocked me. Like, oh.
Was that like your moment where you're like, oh,
holy crap.
This is big.
You're all here to see me. Shit. And then I think I did it like maybe a year or 2 later, 2 years later. And I was like, damn, where'd y'all go? The fuck? How are you here? I was like, I got to get my shit together. Seriously. So I don't know, I mean, if I'll ever have another one, but if I ever am in the park, like, please come, because I do keep tabs of how many people show up.
Follow her on Twitter and Instagram, and just make sure if she says, meet me somewhere.
Please come. I'm looking how many there are.
She's counting.
Yeah, I do base my life achievements on how many people come to the park for me, so, yeah. I noticed there were less.
I was going to say, you sound like somebody who...
Maybe now there'd be more, though.
I'm sure there will be a ton. I was about to go so left, and I'm not going to do that right now. I have to just address it, though. Like, you talk about your butt in this song.
Yeah. And my nose.
And in Miami, and your nose, and a lot of things. And as a person who's always had a butt, like before butts, and I'm talking about myself, before they were, like, really fashionable, like, for everybody to have.
I feel like butts are kind of going a little bit out of style now, though.
Well, now you got to have all of it. It's like you got to have hips, and you just got to have, it's a lot. It's like, I'm like, damn, y'all are asking for a lot.
It's more about hips and more of a flat.
Yeah.
Like,
it's a lot.
But I see the butt trends.
You do? Do you see the butt trends? But I'm just saying.
Yeah. Follow
girl,
them. See them.
How over it are you, though? Like the talk about Iggy's butt.
Pretty over it. Yeah. Over it enough I can make jokes about it.
Bro, I saw a video of you, and you were you were rehearsing. It was on Twitter.
Yeah.
And let me just say, first of all, anytime you have some free time and you'd like to come give twerk lessons here at the New Hits 97.3, I would definitely take them from you, Iggy, because you were, and that was actually what the entire argument became in the comments.
Oh, really?
Because I got sucked into the matrix. Does anybody else ever get sucked into the comment matrix on social media? And you're like literally fighting with people, like not typing, but like, what are you, crazy?
I understand. I used to also get sucked into the comic matrix, but I don't anymore.
Good for you.
But I used to. But now I'm like, I don't know.
How do you do that?
What does that even fight about over someone twerking? Like, what?
Well, no, it was just funny, but it's the comments about, is it real? Like, there's the great debate about, is Iggy's butt real? And then it's it doesn't matter because she twerks better than 90% of y'all out here. Like, it was hilarious. Like, the conversation in the comments was so epic. Like, honestly, it's one that would have given you that laugh. Like, you would have been like, yeah.
I just always think it's funny because I'm like, why would you be so concerned about somebody else's buddy that you don't know and that you're not, like, you aren't in a relationship with them, you don't ever see them naked, you don't touch the butt, you don't sniff the butt, you aren't friends with them, you're not going to the pool with them. Why the fuck do you care? It's just so random, like, with anybody's buddy. I don't know, just not that, I just don't really, like, spend any time thinking about other people's, like, buddies or twerk videos.
The world is like infatuated. It's not just yours, but I mean, you
no,
are one of them.
It's a lot of.
I mean, but like, so how do you? I mean, obviously, I see one way that you deal with it. You make a joke about it in a song.
Yeah.
I mean, but what is the bigger picture for that? I mean, not to take it too seriously, I know, but is it just kind of like it's old? I mean,
I just think there's a lot of things that are old when it comes to me. That I'm just like, okay, so we've been talking about this for like 6 years now. Can we have a conclusion about this? Can we unanimously just decide?
Do you think that'll ever happen?
Move on. No, because I just feel like every other week it's like, her butt exploded. Wait, it didn't. Or did it? Or it looks jiggly. No, not how cellulite. No. Oh, it's real because it's disgusting. Oh, wait, no, it's not. It's hot. I don't know. I want to fuck it. I don't. It's like, I don't know or care. Or I don't know you. Okay? But yeah, I don't know. I just feel like it's such a like interesting, there's so many chapters of my butt that...
But like you said, people are just very concerned with the nuances.
I mean, after I put my cream video out twerking, I didn't read the article, saw the headline that my butt had exploded.
No.
And I was like, that is good. That's like...
Did anybody else see that headline? Because I didn't see that one.
Yeah, my butt implants had exploded apparently. And then like 2 days later, like, no, wait, they didn't. And I was like...
Retraction? Like, wait,
what?
Okay.
I think it was because it was like... really jiggly, and maybe
as our butts. Anyway, okay. Well, thank you. We appreciate the song. That was Hey
I just
Iggy.
think it's funny at this point in time. I'm like, that's why you have to talk about it. It's funny, is it not? How could it not be comical?
But again, like I said, because for some people, it's not like so. Again, the growth
Another
is just
funny,
unbelievable.
like I always laugh like that. I got my ribs removed. I'm like, no, I didn't. But that's really funny. My ribs, yeah. I'm like, it just seems really like a really intense thing to do,
you
right?
Think,
I think it's really intense.
all for the measurements.
Because you need your lungs need to be protected by your rib cage. Like it's what they're there for. So I just feel like it's really intense.
Like, where does that even? We'll have to do a little. I'm going to do a little research, not while you're
yeah.
here on
That's
the stage,
the only thing that like concerns me a little bit because I'm like, y'all do what you want to do with your butts and stuff, but don't remove your ribs from your body. Those are like a functional part you need.
Yeah,
and I
they
would
are
hate
definitely
you to
protecting your. Like you said,
I don't
your
want you
vital
to think
organs.
I removed my ribs and then you're like, let me go get my ribs removed because I want to be like Iggy. I did not remove my ribs. Please don't remove your ribs. Like they're a body part you need. You need your ribs. Like you need like your shin bone.
This is a
Don't
PSA
get rid of that
right now from Iggy
I
Azalea.
just don't want you to remove any bones from your body. I want you to have a full skeleton. Like me. I do. I have all the bones that I was born with are still part of my skeleton.
I feel like you know exactly how many bones you have too. I'm just
I
kidding.
don't know how many ribs do you have. I have all of them.
So we were literally just talking about, the album and the project, and people I think sometimes think that it's easy to put together just a bunch of songs, right? You hear artists talk all the time about how I had 40 songs and then only 12 make an album. And again, it goes to speak to the level and the caliber of artistry that you command from yourself, that you want everything to fit together. You did give us a video for
Cream.
Yeah, you did.
I did.
Has anybody seen this video?
Thanks. It has yellow boots.
Yeah. Oh, it's got a lot.
I know.
Definitely has some yellow boots.
Yeah. They changed colors. I was so excited about that. You don't understand. Because we spray painted them in my backyard, and we were like, maybe they're going to change color and
Who
neon.
spray painted them?
My friend Ali. Or maybe they're not going to change color, but I hope they're going to change color. And then when we got there the next day and put them on the dancers, they were changing color, and we were like, yeah!
It's the little things that make us.
I'm like, I know nobody's going to care because they're just going to be looking at all the dancing and butts and stuff. But I really like the yellow boots changing color. It was my biggest technical accomplishment.
Well, now when we all go back and watch Cream again, will have a different appreciation for the yellow boots that are changing color.
Yeah, because it was like a hit or miss too. I was like, are we going to look like Big Bird? Are we going to look crazy? Are these going to look like rain boots? What color are we going to do? And it was like between red or yellow, but then we filmed the video on Rolling 60s, which is the Crip neighborhoods. So we were like, red is off the menu. We cannot wear red here, so we will wear yellow.
Well, yellow it was.
And it worked out.
Yes, it did, because A, we're loving the video. Yeah. The song is fire.
Thank you.
We have a good time with Iggy Azalea, everybody. We thank you for spending time with us. You're amazing. Again, Survive This Summer is the EP that is out right now. Yeah. And you promised us an album, girl.
Yeah, I really am. I never, ever want to take this long without putting out music. But it wasn't that I didn't have music. I had a lot of other stuff going on. And I just don't, it's really hard when you go away for a long time as an artist to come back. It's like damn near impossible. And I'm never doing that to myself again. Fuck that shit.
Thank you. Because you have been gone for a minute. Yeah. And we're definitely glad to have you back.
Yeah, it's nice to like have a job.
Yeah.
Because being unemployed sucks.
Were you nervous that you weren't going to have a job? Because we always knew you had a job.
Yeah, I was kind of nervous when I put it out, the EP out, just because I knew there wasn't like those big pop songs. I didn't want them on there, but I just was like, I don't know, is anyone gonna care? And they did. You guys did. You're here. So thank you. I appreciate it. I really do.
We will be in the park when you go perform in the park again.
Yeah, and you're going to come to the park.
We learned that you are looking and watching and counting. So again, give it up for Iggy Azalea, everybody. And now we're going to take pictures, yes? So we're going to take some pictures. Thank you so much. You're amazing. And keep representing for the ladies. You're a rock star. Thank you.
And don't remove your ribs, okay?
Don't please. No one remove their ribs. Thank you very much. That was a PSA. In fact, we will edit that down and make it a PSA.
Do not remove your ribs.